Welcome, everyone, to Three Money Mindset Myths. My name is Matthew Ferry, and I want to help you to instantly debunk three money mindset myths that I'm sure are blocking you from attracting the income that you deserve, or attracting either one. So listen, I got a couple questions that I wrote down for you. First of all, are you tired of feeling like others know something that you don't? Are you getting annoyed with yourself that you still have a lot of potential, but you never really seem to realize that potential? See, why do other people make so much more money than you? Today, I want to help you to shift your mindset so that you can attract more money faster. And you know, the truth is, you can make a radical jump in your income in the next few months just by shifting your mindset. That's really what we need to do here. You can attract outrageous opportunities, killer new partners, new customers for your business, new revenue streams, just by shifting what's going on in your mind, your mindset. Now, so many people get confused when I say, here's what you need to do. You need to shift your mindset. They think that shifting your mindset means that you need to do more affirmations or something like that. And let me assure you, that shifting your mindset does not mean doing more affirmations. It's not manipulating your nervous system through NLP techniques either. And you can't shift your mindset regarding making more money by walking on hot coals or breaking a board with your hand. That's not going to do it. And if you're like me, you've done that kind of stuff and you still struggle with creating a breakthrough in your money. You felt behind, you felt stuck, or worse, it left you wondering why other people were having huge windfalls and you weren't. So I just want to get something straight with you, okay? I'm not saying that affirmations and dream boards and walking on hot coals aren't great. They are great. And I have done and still do some versions of all the typical personal development processes that are out there because they make me feel good. And I like that. But that's not what shifted my mindset and consequently my financial life. See, you need to get this concept right now. Einstein said it like this, and I'd like you to write this down, okay? And that is that the mind that created the problem can't solve the problem. The mind that created the problem can't solve the problem. Meaning, the affirmations, the goals you set, your dream board, your visualizations, they all live in the soup called your current mindset. The mind that created the problem created the affirmations and created the goals and created the dream boards. The mind that creates the problem can't solve the problem. So let me give you a little example of mindset from my methodology. It kind of goes something like this, okay? If you believe something about yourself that isn't true, it'll influence your perception of reality, and therefore it's going to influence your behavior. For example, most people believe some version of I'm not good enough, or I'm at a disadvantage, or, maybe yours is something more like, I'm not as smart as other people, or, I just need to be more pretty, or I'm shy, or I'm ugly, or I'm no good, or some people even have things like I'm invisible, or I don't deserve it. But you need to know this, okay? Everyone, and I mean every single person on earth, has a misconception about themselves like that. It's like that, okay? The problem is this, is that the misconception that you have about yourself, it's not true. But that doesn't matter because you operate like it is true, which causes it to become a filter that you see the world through. In essence, you make it true because you relate to everything in your life from the perspective that you have a disadvantage that you must overcome, even though you don't actually have a disadvantage that you overcome. Now, I know that's a little mind bender, right? What are you saying, Matthew? I don't have a disadvantage that I must overcome. That is absolutely 100% correct. You do not have a disadvantage that you need to overcome, but your mind created this problem for you. So when you do the affirmations or you try to visualize in order to solve the issues that you're facing, you actually reinforce the problem. This keeps you in what I have coined the personal development prison. So it's kind of like those Chinese handcuffs, those finger handcuffs where you're trying to pull your fingers apart, and the more you pull, the tighter it gets, the more trapped you are. So the more you study the typical personal development processes, the more stuck you feel, even though all of your mentors and all of my mentors sell us on exactly the opposite. They say, listen, the more you study, the more empowered you're going to get. And you know what? That's kind of true. But I don't know, most people, when I meet them, they're kind of like a rose garden with a sewer underneath. They look all pretty and wonderful, and, they're all manicured and put together on the surface. But boy, when you get up close, the stench of discontent and worry and doubt and fear is sort of underneath all of that happy smiley face. In other words, they look great on the surface, but when you get up close, ugh, something smells. I don't know what it is. So what do you do, right? What do you do when you're in that position? Well, you keep going to more seminars. You go to seminar, book to book, audio to audio, hoping that something will create the quantum leap, but it doesn't. Each new seminar, each new book or audio just leads you deeper into the personal development prison, feeling more trapped than ever, wondering why everyone else gets it and you don't. The more you study the typical personal development processes, the more stuck you feel. Why? Let's go back to the Einstein quote. You can't solve the problem with the same mind that created the problem. Most personal development fails because it asks you to use the mind that created the problem to solve the problem, which doesn't work. See, what you need is a new approach to the mind. What you need is a radical new way of looking at yourself, at money, looking at the people in your life, looking at your life. You need a new perspective that makes your problems disappear. So will you write that down for me? You need a new perspective that makes your problems disappear. Sounds like magic, but it's not. It's literally a tried and true, proven system. You need a new perspective that makes your problems disappear. See, shift your mindset and your issues literally disappear. I mean, so many of my students come to me there and they're saying things like, well, Matthew, maybe I'm just not cut out for this. Or maybe it just doesn't work for some people. They're trapped in the personal development prison. And if you keep scratching your head, wondering why you still feel insecure about your position in life, or wondering why your big payday hasn't come yet, then you are definitely stuck in the personal development prison. So I want you to just write that down one more time for me, please. If you haven't written it down, just write down the personal development prison. Unfortunately, it's a self-fulfilling trap. You literally trap yourself. Now, people just think, well, maybe I just need to read the next book. That didn't work. Okay, well, maybe I just need to go to that seminar. Okay, well, that didn't work. Well, maybe it's this audio or that workshop, and you go literally on and on and on, getting marginally better, but never really achieving that mega jump in your income, that powerful state of confidence and fearlessness, never really truly experiencing peace of mind. Bottom line, self-help isn't helping. Self-help isn't helping you get the power, the profit, the peace of mind that you deserve, and that's the real goal, isn't it? I mean, if you are participating in this process with me right now, then that means you want power, profit, and peace of mind, period. See, if you're being totally honest with yourself, other people are making more money than you are, but in many cases, you're better than they are, or you're at least as capable, but they're making more. Other people seem to have more courage, more chutzpah, more confidence, and it's really not evident why they have this disproportionate amount of confidence than you do. I mean, some people have total peace, right? Yet their lives don't really seem any better than yours. In fact, some people have much worse lives than you, and yet they feel completely at ease in their own skin, totally confident. What is that? I mean, you've done it all. Come on. I know you have. I know you've read the self-help books. I know you've done the goal-setting exercises. You've channeled affirmations. You've mastered the to-do list. You've focused on skill building. You've practiced the law of attraction. You've made dream boards. You've mastered positive thinking. And guess what? You've benefited greatly. And I bet that you feel happy most of the time, certainly much more often than the people that you know. And I bet that you are mentally in a better place because of it. But if we're being totally honest, when you put your head on the pillow at night, when you're lying there before sleep, I suspect that you still have many nights where you're just laying there wondering, how come I still get worried that it's not going to work out for me? How come I haven't had my big payday yet? When's it all really going to work out? You know you're close, but you feel so far away. I want you to know that I used to live like that. And then I found the solution to feeling power, increasing my profit, and having peace of mind. And you know what? It was a breakthrough. It completely changed my life. It made me millions of dollars in my 30s and my 40s. And it wasn't affirmations. It wasn't weekend workshops. It wasn't seminars. It was a shift in my perspective that made this happen. But what about all those people who keep saying it's personal development, Matthew? Are they lying? Are they wrong? Are they working for the gurus? I mean, when you see another person having a quantum leap in their income, isn't it because they did all the personal development processes? No. Even if they tell you that's what created the jump, truth is most people who have huge jumps, they can't actually even put their finger on what actually happened. They don't know. So they point to all the personal development techniques that they were using at the time. It's kind of like our tribal ancestors believing that their sacrificial ceremonies made the rain come. The mind tries to create connections where there really aren't any connections. And if you don't have a scientific approach, really all you have is superstition, okay? And most of the personal development techniques that you and I have been taught are really nothing more than that, just superstition. So let's look at this pragmatically. If all those typical personal development processes worked, why aren't they transforming your income? I mean, how come the majority of the people who read the books or go to the seminars or listen to the audios are still struggling? Now, don't get me wrong. Listen, I know that you have improved your life in many ways because of the stuff that you've learned and implemented, okay? But come on, what gives? I mean, if all that stuff works, shouldn't it work for you and anyone else? But it doesn't. 15 years ago, I asked myself that very question. If it worked for them, why isn't it working for me? And that's when my mental journey to millions began. See, I searched high and low to find out what was really happening. And I was already doing affirmations. I was already visualizing and meditating and doing all kinds of stuff. And my results, they were just okay. I wanted more. Don't you? I wanted it all. I mean, don't you want it all? I mean, the money, the personal power, the confidence, the ability to dream up big things, and then they happened. The financial security, the peace of mind. Don't you want it all? Isn't that what drew you to this time together with me? Well, listen, I am very happy to tell you that I actually got it all and way more when I finally discovered the real secret. Now, like I said before, once I figured out what was really going on, I made tens of millions of dollars. I began living the life that I had dreamed about. Now, my dream, probably not the same as yours, okay? I wanted to be a rock star when I was a kid. Right? I wanted to be a rock star when I was a kid. And the problem is that, I got into my 20s and, I was no longer in the music business and it wasn't really going anywhere. And then with a shift in my mindset, I started to discover that, I actually was already a rock star. I was a rock star who made a difference for people, but not through music and playing concerts. It was through other media, so I wrote books and people actually bought them. Wow. I changed what was on the inside and everything accelerated. I got to be on stage presenting to audiences with thousands of people in them. Wow. And then I shift my mindset again. I thought, you know what? Why not use these techniques to create success with music too? So I followed my passion of making music, applied the techniques, and I have made hundreds of thousands of dollars with my hobby. I suspect that I've made more money selling music on the side than most musicians sell music in their entire life. Since I discovered the real secret to attracting my biggest dreams, I started living my dream life. And I called that my mental journey to millions. Now, I can tell you with certainty, affirmations, dream boards, NLP, visualizing, that stuff didn't actually change my mindset. And those things didn't cause me to take the actions that created my success. Those things, they just didn't do it. See, before I was successful, I did all that stuff. But they didn't resolve the underlying mindset issues that were stopping me. Remember, the mind that created the problem can't solve it. And that was it. I had to debunk the mind I already had. I had to shift my mindset. So let's recap, okay? And then I'll share some of my powerful mindset transformations with you, okay? Sound good? So what you've been doing isn't working to radically increase your income. You're in what I call the personal development prison. You have to keep coming back because if you're being honest, you feel only marginally successful. You really want the typical personal development processes to work like we all do. You really want to believe in them. You want to believe in the books and the seminars and the gurus and the thought leaders. You know, they're so convincing. And you think to yourself, it kind of has to work. But then it doesn't. And so you blame yourself, right? It seems like it's the only way, but it keeps you trapped in the personal development prison. A mindset that limits you and keeps you stuck. Bottom line, self-help isn't helping you to make a quantum leap in your money, so you feel stuck. And that's why we're talking. That's why we're together right now. If you're being totally honest with yourself, other people are making more money than you are, but in many cases, you're much better than they are, or you're at least as capable and they're making more. You've tried the goal setting, the law of attraction, affirmations, visualizations, dream boards, and you know what? They only work on the margin. They don't really give you the big leaps that you're looking for. The law of attraction, nice idea. But up until now, your success with the law of attraction, I suspect it's just more personal, right? It's parking spots and attracting cool stuff and fun opportunities, new connections. But if you're like most people, you haven't figured out how to have the law of attraction create big, huge financial windfalls for you. I suspect that you feel like that you're doing all the right things and your payday hasn't come. So what's the solution? Well, the solution is to do what I did. So I want you to write this down for me. Get on the mental journey to millions. Get on the mental journey to millions. So guess what? Let's do that together right now, okay? Let's start with a shift in your mindset and get you thinking in a whole new way. It begins today, okay? And you might feel like you have a long way off right now, and that's okay. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So today, I'm gonna stand by your side, okay? And I'm gonna help you to take that first step on your mental journey to millions. You ready to do that? Let's do this. Your mental journey to millions begins by debunking 3 money mindset myths that are stopping you from getting on your mental journey to millions. You got to start by getting the stuff out of the way, okay? You can start to attract the income and the success and the recognition and the opportunities that you deserve if you will start by debunking these myths. So the first myth that I want you to write down, money mindset myth number 1, is if I work harder, I'll make more money. If I work harder, I'll make more money. I mean, how many times have you heard someone successful say, I'm successful because I outwork my competition? How many times have you heard someone say, if you put in the work, success will be yours. Nothing worth having comes easy. I'm sorry, but this is complete BS, okay? It's sort of like our ancestors telling us that their sacrifices at the altar made the rain come. It's just superstition. You and I both know two people could do exactly the same thing. They can both work really hard and get totally different results. And there's so many factors that play a role in getting results. Too many to list here, but listen, every single one of those factors influence success. But all of those factors are activated with the proper mindset. Let me give you an example from my own life, okay? I got two clients. When I met them, both were doing the same job, both in the exact same industry. So doing the same job, same industry. Both clients were relatively successful. Both of them making good money, but not really killing it. And in their minds, they were good, but they weren't great. So like you, they both dreamed about having huge success, the quantum leap, the big breakthrough. In fact, they both dreamed about leaving their current job and moving up the food chain in the industry that they were in because they wanted to create a monster wealth event. They were doing the work, but the work wasn't making them rich. They were good, but not great. That's why they hired me. So they were both proving my point, right? That hard work doesn't equal more money. In fact, sometimes it creates exactly the opposite. So let me just tell you about these two clients, okay? Client one, we're going to call him Frank. The names are changed to protect the innocent here, okay? So he was really good at what he did. But he always felt like everything had to be really hard. Everything was always a struggle for him. And I immediately pointed out the underlying mindset issues that were causing the problem. And I got to tell you, it made Frank feel uncomfortable. He didn't like that I said that or that I did it, that I pointed it out. And try as I may to persuade him to address the root cause of the issues, he was unwilling to address the underlying mindset that was limiting his success. In fact, truth is Frank was insecure. He was insecure about his status in life. He felt like other people got more than he did. And, it annoyed him. He was annoyed all the time. I mean, Frank felt like he had to fight for every morsel of success that he got. And, he was relatively successful. But he felt underappreciated. And he was kind of afraid to come out and say it, but he wasn't afraid to act like a martyr. He was kind of a classic martyr. You know anybody like that? They're kind of paranoid, they're insecure, they're fearful that they aren't getting their fair share. So it kind of makes them aggressive and pushy, and they make themselves out to be a victim. So if you would ask him, Frank would have told you that he wasn't any of those things, and none of that stuff was stopping him from being ultra successful. He would have just said to me, listen, Matthew, I'm not paranoid, okay? I'm at a disadvantage. I'm just unlucky. Other people just have a better position than I do. And he constantly blamed the situation. He would get upset and he would say things like, it's not my fault. I'm getting the short end of the stick. I have to fight for what I want. I have to be more aggressive. I have to outwork everyone else to get my fair share. The problem with that is that it wasn't working. Because of his insecurity, he was pushy. He was hard to work with. He was moody. And he always blamed the world or the economy or the industry for his lack of success. And you know what? When I pointed this mindset out, when I said, Frank, this is in your mind, he actually got pissed off. Right? He would demand that I change my approach. He didn't want to work on his underlying mindset. He would just tell me all the time, listen, what I need from you, Matthew, is I need you to hold me accountable to taking massive action to change my life. And you and I both know that the mind that created the problem can't solve the problem. But I didn't judge Frank, right? I didn't make him wrong. I could see that he had a problem with his mindset, but he refused to address it. And I thought, hopefully in time, I could win his trust and guide him to releasing these underlying mindset issues. But a few months later, he was fired from his job. His industry was undergoing massive change. People were being laid off in droves, and he was one of them. So instead of moving up, he went down, and he went way down. Frank spent a few years going from job to job to job, getting fired over and over and over because of his mindset. And out of frustration, he decided to start his own business. He would tell me, he'd say things like, Matthew, I have the work ethic. I've got the industry skills. I've got the intelligence. I'm going to kill it. And no one's going to be able to ignore my success. And you know what? Frank was a machine. He worked 14 hours a day, 6 to 7 days a week to build his new business. But nothing seemed to work. It was kind of like he was cursed. And the truth is, he was cursed. He was cursed by an underlying mindset that makes him feel like he is at a disadvantage, which made him perpetually frustrated and pushy and agitated. An underlying mindset that he was not willing to address. No matter how hard he worked, he only got marginal results. And I just got to have you understand this. Working hard did not work for Frank. Now, I want to talk about the second client, okay? So I said 2 clients, same job, same everything, right? Second client, I'm gonna call him Paul. And like I said before, he was doing the same job as Frank, making about the same money, had about the same skill set. Paul, underperforming. Like Frank, he did well. He got paid well, multiple 6 figures every year. He worked his ass off for it. But like Frank, Paul felt, like his future was limited. And, he knew that there had to be a better way. He believed that he could accomplish a lot more. He was really suffering from a pretty intense, debilitating mindset. He felt insecure about his position in the world. He felt like he didn't have much power to change things. He felt like he didn't have that many people who believed in him. He felt like he didn't really have a voice, and that if he had a good idea, no one would really listen or care. I mean, sometimes he felt powerless, like he was sort of at the effect of his situation. But here's the difference, okay? Paul took the coaching and he worked on shifting his mindset. So instead of working harder, he paused. He went inward. And I led him on a mental journey to millions that helped him to debunk his fears and create a new mindset, a mindset that could solve the problems and create the quantum leap that he was seeking. So rather than being afraid that others didn't respect him, Paul shifted his mindset, which created more energy and enthusiasm for his work. He started getting more curious rather than resenting that other people didn't want his input and insight. He just started being curious about what they thought and what their ideas were. And at first it was tough, because he wanted to be heard. He wanted to be noticed. I mean, his inclination was literally to get out his gun and shoot himself in the foot. You know what I'm saying? That was his inclination. He wanted to give his own opinion on everything. Okay, but the mindset work that we did helped him to follow the process and utilize something that I teach on the Mental Journey to Millions that engages people. So he engaged the people all around him, and his colleagues and the people in his network, they responded positively. I mean, it wasn't easy. He kept releasing his fears that everyone else had an advantage over him, and he needed to prove himself. And he kept going inward and shifting his mindset from insecure to empowered over and over and over, but it paid off. I mean, to say it paid off really is an understatement. I mean, after 6 months, everyone in Paul's company wanted to know what he thought about the new ideas that they were working on or new initiatives. People started asking, well, what does Paul think? So by doing the inner work, Paul literally became a man of stature in his company in less than a year. And before that, every day was a grind. Every day was a struggle to prove that he was worthy and that he had value, and no one was responding. Now he spent his days dreaming, connecting with people, collaborating, and working on things that mattered to him. And if that's all that happened, his Mental Journey to Millions would have been a huge success. But that was only the beginning of the story, okay? Next, the dream scenario happened, okay? He was approached by an extremely successful contemporary to start a new company that could leverage all of Paul's newfound creativity. And with this unstoppable mindset that he had developed, he said yes. And the rest is history. In less than 18 months, Paul went from a mid-level guy who felt unappreciated and overworked to a thought leader in his industry. And I want you to just fast forward now, 4 years later, Paul is making, wait for it, 46 times as much money as he was making before. Yes, you actually heard what I said. That's the actual multiplier, 46 times more income. And best of all, he's doing the exact same work that he was doing before. So money mindset myth number one is that if I work harder, I'll make more money. And I'm sorry, it just ain't true. See, ultimately creating value creates more money. Creating leverage creates more money. Finding multipliers, that makes more money. But you can't do any of that if you're stuck in an old paradigm, an old mindset that keeps you limited and doesn't let you see that stuff. So let's continue to take the next step on your mental journey to millions. I want you to write down money mindset myth number two. If I become more skilled, then I'll make more money. If I become more skilled, then I'll make more money. I mean, how many more degrees do you need? How many more seminars do you need to attend? How many more weekend workshops are you going to go to? How many more books? I bet you have colleagues and friends who don't spend as much time learning as you do, and yet they're making more money than you are. I bet you have colleagues and friends who don't have as much skills as you do, and they're making more money than you. More skills is not necessarily more money. Let me give you another example, okay? Brett, real estate agent that I'm working with in New Jersey. When he got on his mental journey to millions, he was suffering from a realistic mindset. But I got to tell you, being realistic really means being small and linear, which dramatically impacted and reduced his income. Because being realistic meant that he had to believe he needed more skills. Matthew, we're going to get more skills. He had to learn more about the business. He was a real estate agent, right? So I have to take more listings so that I could accomplish the dream. But see, Brett did not have a skill problem. He had a mindset problem. He was being realistic, which is code for small and safe. His mindset was dramatically limiting his creativity and leverage. Brett wanted to do well. He wanted to make more money. He wanted to invest his money in the future and create a safe retirement for himself. He dreamed of living in Fiji and having his investments pay for his whole entire life. He believed that there was only one way that he could achieve that goal. Learn more, get more skills, take more listings. If you're a real estate agent, isn't that what we are trained to think? Learn more, get more skills, take more listings. He believed that if he did that, then he could achieve his goal of building his retirement income using real estate as a passive income source. Which, I mean, let's be honest, it's a great idea. If you're a real estate agent, you're in the real estate business, it's literally a way to leverage. That's what we remember. We said leverage is one of the ways to make money. Leverage the people and products you're already dealing with every single day to increase and improve your own personal wealth. But here's the thing. Brett's mindset was limited. He thought he had to develop his skills so he could add more deals to his production. You know what he tried to convince me of? He said, here's the thing, Matthew. I need to slug it out. I need to learn some more. I need to add 4 deals to my production every quarter. If I add 4 deals to my production every quarter, that's going to give me $45,000 extra to invest in real estate every year. And he used very convincing language. Matthew, realistically, if I invest in 1 property a year, hopefully that property will kick off a few $100s a month in passive income, and eventually I'd be able to retire. I'm just trying to be realistic, Matthew. See, another way of looking at it is that Brett had made peace with a very limited, long, struggle-filled process that hopefully in a few decades or so would provide him with a meager passive income to retire on. He's just being realistic, right? He told me that he needed to develop his sales skills, to develop his skills as an investor so that one day it'll all pay off. I'm just being realistic, Matthew. Now, fortunately, Brett did the inner work, and he discovered that he had limiting beliefs that were causing him to take the slow path of struggle. See, that set of false beliefs created a filter for his decision-making, and he had succumbed to the idea that everything was going to be hard, right? And it was going to take longer than he wanted. And that was just the way it was. But everything changed in an instant. He was immersing himself in my training programs. And one day it just hit him, bam, like a blinding flash of the obvious. He thought to himself, wait a second, why don't I just go out and go after what I want now? Who says it has to be hard? Who says it has to be a struggle? I don't need more skills. I'll learn as I go. With one shift in his mindset, he went out and bought an apartment building that gives him $5,000 a month in cash flow for the rest of your life. Now, check it out. With no money out of his pocket. He didn't need more training. He didn't need any more skills. He just needed to decide. And deciding, being able to decide, is mindset. Because guess what? You know what to do. You ain't decided to do it. So even more exciting, he's about to pull the trigger on 4 more properties. Now, this is all like literally within this year. 4 more properties that'll bring in a total of $130,000 a year in cash flow. Suddenly, at the tender age of 30, Brett is considering what it's going to be like living in Fiji for a year at a time, no longer worrying about making money. Now, if Brett can do it, why can't you? I'll tell you why. It's your mindset. That's why. If you don't change your mindset, you're going to be limited by old beliefs and ideas that aren't true. But here's the deal, okay? They seem true to you, don't they? And whether they're true or not doesn't matter. They still stop you from making the money that you want. Money mindset. Myth. Number 2, if I become more skilled, then I will make more money. It's not necessarily true. You don't need more skills. You need to change your mindset. So you start pulling the trigger and you learn as you go, right? But your mind can get in the way of that, right? I'm going to learn as I go. What if I fail? That's a mindset. All right, listen, I told you, I'm standing by your side, right? I got your back. Let me lead you on your own path and get you on your mental journey to millions. We're starting by debunking some of the myths. Money mindset myth number 3. If I just had the right opportunities, Matthew, then I would make more money. If I just had the right opportunities, then I'd make more money. I don't think you do, but do you realize that I have never met a client who wasn't standing in a river of money complaining that they didn't have enough opportunity? If you're interacting with me right now, then I guarantee you that you're blind to the opportunities that you have all around you. Every single client that I meet at seminars, on the phone, in my coaching, are standing in a river of money. And for some strange reason, they're hell-bent on making their life as difficult as possible. It's like you wake up in the morning, and rather than just sticking your hands down here in the river and pulling the money up, you trudge up to the highest mountain where you find the tallest tree, the most difficult possible tree to climb. You climb all the way up just to grab a few little dollars. And then you bring those little dollars home from a long, hard day, pushing and grinding and forcing, day in and day out. All you have to do is put your hands in the river. But no, so many people are convinced that they must fight and struggle and push to create opportunities because they're at a disadvantage. But that's the shift. There's no disadvantage, but you operate like you're at a disadvantage that you must overcome, which automatically makes you disadvantaged. Hello? One of my clients, I tell you, was failing again. Now, this is a 20-year veteran who struggled his way to the middle of the pack in his industry. He'd been fired from the last 2 jobs that he had, and now he was with a company that didn't believe in him. So he was kind of like in this purgatory, not going up, not going down, no opportunity in sight. Every day he did his best, right? He wanted to make something happen, but nothing was really happening. And he became disheartened. He decided that he needed to take his hands out of the river of money. He needed to leave the industry to create the opportunity that he wanted. He felt stuck. He felt like he was sure that he was special, but he couldn't figure out why it wasn't working. If he was as smart and as powerful as he knew he was, how come he wasn't making the money? So I asked him to use a process on the Mental Journey to Millions that creates magic. It causes the opportunities that are all around you to just appear to you. It sort of opens your mind to all the opportunities and lets them in. And so that's exactly what he did. And that's what happened. One of the people that he was using this process with asked him what he thought was wrong with the industry. He's like, what do you think is wrong with the industry? And when my client answered the question, His friend said, well, why don't you just solve that problem? And literally just boom, mindset shift. It was the blinding flash of the obvious. That's what I want to help you to have, the blinding flash of the obvious. He didn't need to look anywhere else. His riches were right in front of him the entire time. 4 decades later, my client is almost a billionaire right now. In the next decade, he's going to be worth multi-billions. That is a B, billions. Before, he was confused. He used to think to himself, why don't I get the opportunities that other people get? Where am I going to get my big chance? Why not me? The opportunity was right in front of his nose the entire time. Money mindset myth number 3. If I just had the right opportunities, then I would make more money. I hate to break the news, but the opportunities are literally right in front of you, but you're so caught up in how it is that you're blind to the opportunities. The struggle makes you blind to it. And you can't change it by struggling against it. Sorry. Once you write this down, what you resist will persist, and what you accept will transform. What you resist will persist, and what you accept will transform. The stress, the overwhelm, the blaming, the feeling like something's wrong with me, there's something wrong with my situation, the false image that you have about yourself, like I'm not as smart as other people, or other people have it better than me, or it's harder for me. These mindset malfunctions blind you to the opportunities that you have all around you. You don't need more opportunities, okay? What you need is a mindset that will allow you to see the opportunities that are already right there in front of you, but you're too blind to see them because you have filters, and the filters that you have are blocking you from seeing the reality of the situation. Here's what you need to know, okay? If you know that you aren't going to do any serious mindset training at this time, then now is the time to hang up and get out of here, okay? Because the rest of this call is going to be dedicated to those who are ready to create a massive increase in their personal power, have a quantum leap in their profitability, and get on the path to profound peace of mind. I want to invite you today to be a charter member of my P3 Academy. P3 stands for Power, Profit, and Peace of Mind. So the formal portion of this training is now done. Please hang up if you're not interested in more power, profit, and peace of mind. Let's do this, okay? So let me start by saying this. You know that there's a way to radically increase your income, but it hasn't happened for some reason. So I just want you to write down the word profit, because that's important. But it's not just income, is it, right? I have to assume that you're not experiencing radical increases in your personal power, your confidence, your fearlessness either. So then I want you to write down power. But here's the question. Are you experiencing peace of mind? Or do you still have stress and doubts and down days? And if you're really being honest with yourself, isn't peace of mind the reason that you want the power and the profit? See, I suspect that you believe that if you had all the cash that you needed, you would be less stressed and you'd have more peace. So I want you to write this down. Where is my power, profit, and peace of mind? Where is it? Where's my power, profit, and peace of mind? From my point of view, for some reason, you don't have all the power, profit, and peace of mind that you desire. Okay? It's literally because you are in what I have coined the personal development prison. Again, it's like those Chinese handcuffs. The more you pull, the tighter they get, and the more trapped you are. The more you study the typical personal development processes, the more stuck you feel. So you keep going to the seminars, you keep reading the books and the audios, you're hoping that something will create the quantum leap, but it doesn't. I mean, each new seminar, book, and audio just leads you deeper into the personal development prison, feeling more trapped than ever, wondering why everybody else gets it and you don't. And I don't want you to get me wrong here, okay? I know that your life is better because of the training and the learning that you're doing, okay? Mine too. But I also know that you keep hoping that this book or that seminar or this event will finally bring you the quantum leap, and it never really does. The more you study the typical personal development processes, the more stuck you feel, and that is the personal development prison. Now, why does this happen? Well, remember we talked about the Einstein quote. You cannot solve the problem with the same mind that created the problem. Most personal development fails because it asks you to use the mind that created the problem to solve the problem, and that doesn't work. What you actually need is a new approach to the mind. What you need is a radical new way of looking at yourself, at money, at people, at life. So if you keep scratching your head wondering why you still feel insecure about your position in life, if you're wondering why your big payday hasn't come, if you're wondering why you aren't experiencing the peace of mind that the gurus promise you, then you're definitely stuck in the personal development prison. And unfortunately, it's a self-fulfilling trap. I mean, you literally think to yourself, okay, well, you know what? I just need to read another book. Maybe that's going to do it. Okay, that didn't work. Maybe I need to go to that next seminar. All right, shoot, that didn't work. Okay, maybe it's this audio. And I mean, on and on and on you go. I mean, you get marginally better, right? But you never really achieve that mega jump in income, that powerful state in confidence and fearlessness. We never really get to true peace of mind. Bottom line, self-help isn't helping. It's not helping you get the power, profit, and peace of mind. And that's the real goal. I mean, that's why you're still listening. That's why you're still participating. See, if you're being really honest with yourself right now, other people are making more money than you, but they're not better than you. You're at least as capable. Other people have more courage and confidence, but it's not really evident why they do. I mean, it's not like they're much better than you. A lot of people with a lot of peace of mind, yet their lives it doesn't add up. I mean, their lives are not better than yours. Yet there they are, feeling completely at ease in their own skin, totally confident, totally content. What is that? Now, like I said before, right? I know you've done it all. I know you've read the books and you've done the goal-setting seminars and chanted affirmations and mastered to-do lists and you did skill building, you practiced the law of attraction, you made dream boards, you mastered positive thinking. But guess what? You benefited greatly. You're probably happier than most people. You know what I mean? I bet you're mentally in a better place than most people. But if you're being really honest, you still don't have the personal power that you want. You still don't have the quantum leaps in profit that you want. You still don't have the peace of mind, that still mind that doesn't talk to you. You don't have the peace of mind that you deserve. You're close, but I know you feel like you're far away. And I used to live like that. And then I found the solution to feeling power, profit, and peace of mind. And today, I'm pumped because for the first time, I'm going to make all of my proprietary processes available to you in a revolutionary new way. And I'm going to invite you to be a charter member of the P3 Academy, Power, Profit, and Peace of Mind, P3. And for the first time ever, I've taken 23 of my best-selling audio programs, training video programs, mental conditioning processes, checklists, reminder cards. I've put everything into a comprehensive, change your life forever, never go back to the same old way, mindset training platform. Now, give me a second. I'll explain what all of this is, okay? But first, let me just tell you this. My wife, Kristen, she has been hitting me up for years. She keeps saying to me over and over and over, Matthew, you are robbing the world of your brilliance. You can only coach so many people, dude. And it just simply costs too much for the average person to hire you to coach them. I mean, you charge your new clients $2,500 a month for coaching these days, plus 5% equity in the new businesses and the new assets that you help them to build. That's just too rich for most people. She said to me, you have all these tools and you provide them to your coaching clients. How about we make the tools available at least to all the people who are out there in the world who aren't coaching with you? Well, guess what? Today, I'm happy to announce that we've done just that. You are going to be floored by what I've created for you. You're going to be even more floored by the price of all of this, okay? You're going to be shocked. I'm going to give you access to the systems, the procedures, the processes, the tools that authentically create power, profit, and peace of mind. So without further ado, let me just give you a little rundown so you can decide if you want to take me up on this incredible offer to become a charter member of the P3 Academy. Power, profit, and peace of mind. The P3 Academy. Let's start with profit because that's what we've been focusing on in this training. And it's something that I want you to start focusing on immediately. See, I can tell you with certainty that you are standing in a river of money and for some strange reason you prefer to struggle. All you got to do is put your hands down here in the river of money. That's it. Just pull the money out. The opportunity is all around you, but for some strange reason, you don't do that. That's why I've dug up this incredible training that I did out of my archives. And it's called the Mental Journey to Millions Video Workshop. This is 13 60 to 90 minute video training sessions with an extensive workbook that will completely change your relationship to money and opportunities by changing your mindset about money, which will create a quantum leap in your personal profits. So I want you to do this one first of all the trainings that are in there. The Mental Journey to Millions is a $795 training program, and it's included in the P3 Academy. And if that was all I was offering, if I was just offering you the Mental Journey to Millions, you could use that training to double your income, to take your back burner projects, put them on the front burner, and take your some days and make them todays, and start living that lifestyle that you've been dreaming about. But the Mental Journey to Millions is really only the tip of the iceberg, okay? Power, profit, and peace of mind. The P3 Academy. Power, profit, and peace of mind. Let's talk about power. Your mind is the number one problem that you have, okay? And is it me, or is your mind a pain in the butt? I mean, instead of strategizing on how to live your dreams, what does your mind do? It worries, it frets. It frets about things that'll never even happen. Rather than being cooperative and harvesting opportunities from your network, what does your mind do? Your mind judges people, or it gets insecure about your position in life, or it gets annoyed with people. It stresses out over your to-do list. If you're being honest with yourself, your mind doesn't even like you most of the time, right? It's degrading. Who else calls you fat and stupid and ugly? Who else tells you that you aren't as good as other people? Just your mind. Your mind can easily erode your confidence and limit your power. So that's why everyone who joins the P3 Academy will get access to Transforming Fear into Action. This is 13 power-enhancing videos, which will walk you through 13 negativity-destroying processes. The results, I mean, we're going to bolster your confidence. You're going to feel unstoppable. You're going to get into massive action. I mean, the name says it all, right? Transforming Fear into Action. It's a $495 program. It's included in the P3 Academy. Power, profit, and peace of mind. Let's talk about peace of mind, okay? So I just want you to imagine this. Imagine being unoffendable. I mean, how much more peace would you have if nothing offended you? What would it be like if nothing ruffled your feathers? Can you imagine waking up in the morning feeling overwhelmed with gratitude? See, you think that more money and more accomplishment, better relationships are going to bring you more peace of mind. But you know what? I'll tell you right now, it's not true. Okay? And yet that hasn't really stopped you from doing everything in your power to be more successful and accomplish more, hoping that it's going to bring you peace. But that's a vicious cycle that you're in, and I want to break you out of that cycle. You will achieve lasting peace of mind through a system that I've developed and that I train you on in an audio and video workshop called Ridiculous Bliss. This workshop is 9 audios, 13 videos, 7 worksheets, and 3 mental conditioning exercises. It's extensive. The results will blow your mind. Literally, your mind will go quiet for long periods of time. You will feel peace. It's totally awesome, okay? And the full version of Ridiculous Bliss, which is what is included in P3, is a $295 training program, but you get it with P3. So we're talking about $795 training program with Mental Journey to Millions, $495 for Transforming Fear into Action, and a $295 Ridiculous Bliss training program for a total of $1,585 in training. And here's the mind blower. You ready? You get all 3 of these programs for $1. Yes, you heard me right. $1. Now here's the catch. $1 gives you 14-day access to the P3 Academy membership site. So get in there, do all the training you want for $1. Then if you want to stay and keep training, if you want to keep developing your power, profit, and peace of mind, then it's only $69 a month to keep your access to all of this training. So if you're ready to start your 14-day trial right now, go to MatthewFerry.com/P3. P3, just the letter P and the number 3. So Matthew Ferry, MatthewFerry.com/P3. Okay. Mental Journey to Millions. Transforming Fear into Action. Ridiculous Bliss. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Remember I said that there were 23 of my best audio and video training programs, checklists, mental conditioning processes, reminder cards. It's all there in the P3 Academy just for you. So if you aren't convinced and already just taking action that this is the most epic offer that I've ever given to train you with, let me quickly run down everything else that's included, okay? We'll start with mental conditioning. So we have to change the mind, okay? Because the mind that created the problem can't solve it. Therefore, I'm going to help you to create a new version of your mind that gives you access to new levels of power, profit, and peace of mind. So included in the P3 Academy are 5 of my best-selling audio conditioning processes. The first one's called Amplifying Your Money Magnetism. So what you're going to do is you'll listen to this for 15 minutes in the morning, and I'm going to retune your mind for you and pull the money to you by changing your perception. So you don't have to exhaust yourself chasing it the rest of your life, okay? This is a $49 audio. It's included in the P3 Academy for just $1. Isn't that cool? I've also included one of my most popular processes, which is called the 10-10 visualization process. This is a $49 audio also. It recalibrates your thinking to create optimism and joy and certainty. It's included in the P3 Academy. Everything that you need to transform your mindset to create power, profit, and peace of mind is included in the P3 Academy, okay? So if you're feeling frustrated, then you simply need to put on the 20-minute mental conditioning audio, accepting self, others, and situations. And literally within minutes, you will release your frustration and you'll get back to peace. And that's what I want. I want you at peace. I've also included something called All Is Well and another conditioning exercise called Connecting to Abundance. Now, both of these mental conditioning audios are worth $49 each. And you get them included in the P3 Academy for $1 for a 14-day trial. And then you get to keep access and use them over and over and over whenever you want for only $69 a month. So this is 5 mental conditioning audios worth $245 included in the P3 Academy, okay? So go to MatthewFerry.com/P3 to get started with your $1 14-day trial today. Again, MatthewFerry.com/P3. That's the letter P and the number 3. But I'm not finished, okay? Some days you wake up and you're just not in a good place. And on those days, you're going to listen to something I created called Energy Affirmations 1 or Energy Affirmations number 2. Both are included in the P3 Academy. Each is 60 minutes, and it's uplifting dance music with positive messages throughout. And that's all it is, right? It's really just an uplifter. That's all it is. The only thing that this does is just get you into a good place again. Nothing more, nothing less. It's not changing your affirmations. Don't change your mind around. But for people like you and I, they feel good. It's like sort of like candy, okay? So, and again, it's included, but I'm not finished. You're also going to get 13 of my most powerful reminder cards, checklists, workbooks, and ebooks that will help you to create more power, profit, and peace of mind. For example, you're going to get the number 1 secret to taking action report is included. Clear your energy for attraction checklist. That's included. Discover your purpose workbook. That's included. The instant inspiration ebook. That's included. That has 15 processes in it to get you back to inspiration. And then another 9 life-changing processes are all included. Like I said, there's 13 more, okay? It's all included in the P3 Academy, $1 for a 14-day trial. But wait, there's more, okay? I've also created a private Facebook mastermind group just for P3 members. This is a place that you can ask me questions, get coaching, find new friends who are on the same path as you are, and keep yourself engaged in the conversation. It's already a very active group of people that are going right now. And yes, it's included. As long as you are a member of the P3 Academy in good standing, you get to remain a member of the Facebook mastermind group. Now, you aren't going to believe this. There's actually one more thing I'm including here, okay? And it's my powerful text reminder system called Tame the Drunk Monkey. And this is a 3-month-long daily text message that helps you to quiet the mind, regain your confidence, and be empowered in the moment. It's something that I normally sell for $59, and you get it as a member of the P3 Academy. Literally, right when you sign up, you'll start getting your text reminders. MatthewFerry.com/P3, the letter P, the number 3, to get started for just $1. So let's recap it, and then I'll open it up for any questions. The P3 Academy, Power, Profit, and Peace of Mind. 23 of my most powerful audio and video training programs, mental conditioning audios, checklists, workbooks, ebooks, reminder cards, text message reminders, the private Facebook mastermind group, all guaranteed to increase your power, profit, and peace of mind. So what do you got here? You have the Mental Journey to Millions. That's a $795 training program. Transforming Fear into Action, that's a $295 training program. Ridiculous Bliss, that's a $295 training program. The 5 mental conditioning audios, $245. The private Facebook mastermind group, that was priceless. I don't even know how to price that one, okay? I have other mastermind groups. We charge $99 a month to just be in the Facebook mastermind group. Daily text message to tame the drunk monkey, that we charge $59 for. The 13 checklists, ebooks, workbooks, reminder cards, my best-selling energy affirmations, all of that stuff. If you add everything up that's in P3, it's $2,037.90 in training, all for $1, which gives you 14-day access. And then if you want, you just keep training, and it's only $69 a month for charter members. And I just want you to know, I will be raising the price soon, okay? So take advantage of this discounted price. If you're watching this, it's because you are seeing it in the beginning of the promotion. If you are listening to this, you are listening to it because you got invited to the beginning of the promotion. MatthewFerry.com/P3. Let's take some questions, concerns, comments. *6 puts you into the queue. Anyone who wants to ask a question, questions are now available. *6. Hello there. Who's this?
Hey, Matthew. It's Dianitra again.
Dianitra, how are you?
I am awesome. I think this is an amazing program you have, and the content, I think it's going to really, really help me. So I'm excited about this. Is there any way I can refer other members of my team to this, or they had to be on this call?
No, you absolutely can. If you have them go to MatthewFerry.com/P3. They can also get themselves registered for the process. You're probably going to have to pitch them a little bit on what is it and how is it, all of that kind of stuff. But obviously, if they believe and trust in you, then they'll do it.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's Laura.
Hello,
again.
Laura. Hi.
Hi. And there are no accidents. Timing is everything. And I was so looking forward to this call. And the drunk monkey is just attacking me.
Oh boy.
So badly. Yep. And so this is not really a question, but it is just a validation that you get the information when it's time to get the information. And so I'm going to sign up, and that to your I want to say MP3, but it's not that. It's 3P.
Yes, the P3 Academy. Yep, the P3 Academy.
Yes, and because I made a change in brokers. I'm in real estate. I made a change in brokers. I'm with Neil Schwartz. That has been good. My income has come up, but I'm finding as I'm moving to these next levels, all of a sudden I feel like I take the step forward and I take 2 steps back, and it's my mindset. And I've been working on my mindset a lot. Affirmations, positive, everything that Neil generates is so positive. I'm trying to get that, and I'm just, I fall back, and I feel like I'm a step ahead but 2 steps behind. So I'm ready for this.
Well,
I'm ready for this.
I can't wait to hand you the keys to get out of the personal development prison.
Yeah, it's so timely to hear this information today. Unbelievable, because I feel like I'm having a meltdown today, and I have 2 escrows that finally are closing that were stuck, and that's where I was, stuck.
Okay, well, maybe with an unsticking of your mindset and a creating of optimism today, some things will open up as you get more creative and more in the flow, because that's really what it's all about. It's really not magic, just so you know. It's really not magic. It really is nothing more than opening up the channels of your own available power. That's it. You have way more power than you think. And what causes your power to get stuck is feeling unhappy, depressed, angry, frustrated, annoyed, doubtful, in a state of uncertainty. That literally causes you to get stuck, and you won't move forward. It happened to Kristen and I today for about 2 hours straight. We were completely stuck. We had an objective that we wanted to accomplish, and we literally went nowhere for about 2 straight hours because our focus was on what we didn't want, not on what we wanted.
What you didn't want, not what you wanted. Yeah. And that's where I am, have been, worried about these escrows, uncertainty, dragging, paychecks not coming in. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
That fear will put you into what Dia Nitra was talking about, which is the love of money really is code for afraid that you won't have enough or afraid that money isn't coming in. That puts you into a suboptimal state. You then become degraded. And when you're degraded, you don't do your best work and stuff. And magic doesn't happen. Magic happens when you're doing your best work.
Yes. Thank you.
Whoop, whoop. Good. Can't wait to work with you. Look, I'll see you in the Facebook group.
You got it.
All right, good. We got 908 area code coming in.
Hey, Matthew. It's Kim.
Hello there. Hello, Kim. How are you? Well, I love that you just jump on every single time, and I should just write your name in here so that I know that it's you.
You are correct. I'm not going to pass this up. I'm a have-it-all girl. I'm not going to pass up a chance to chat with you.
Yeah.
So if anybody's on the fence, I just want to say jump in. It's $1. And it's been awesome. I've been in it for a week, and just the amount of content is, it's so amazing. And some of the stuff I've heard from you, a couple of years ago, and just to hear it again, because we're all different now than we were 5 years ago, ideally, and just to hear it again is just amazing. And like the last gal said, there are no accidents, so it's all. I believe in divine timing, so I'm just super grateful.
I try to make what would be a very powerful spiritual principle practical. And I do that because my father taught me to be unbearably practical. And because I've had to coach, and I didn't get to just be on the stage and pontificate. My job is not to make up stuff that sounds good. My job is to make sure that the person that's paying me is actually doing stuff and making money. So I've had to be incredibly practical in my approach. And I've also tried to figure out, why the hell do people study all this stuff and then they don't do it? I don't get it. And that is really what has developed my methodology, is sort of saving my own bacon, right? Making sure that people can continue to pay me because they're progressing. That's my whole deal, okay? Well, listen, I'm going to go and have some dinner. And I appreciate you being on the phone. I appreciate everybody else being on the phone. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. And go to MatthewFerry.com/P3. Get yourself involved. And I'd love to do some work with you. I'll see you in the Facebook group, okay? Talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.